Okay, and your name, sir?
Yeah.
Nick.
Nick?
Yep.
What's last name, Nick?
Hammer.
Hammer?
Yep.
Cool, he's the hammer. So if you guys need any help, I'll get you the hammer.
That's right.
He's the Iowa boy.
That's
and
right.
this is his bride, I think, right?
Yep, I'm Tasha.
Tasha, hi, how are you?
Good.
What's your handle?
It's broken down, but it's kind of spelled with a 0.
Say it real loud.
Broken down with a 3 and a 0 instead of the E and the O. It's kind of quirky.
And you've been a fan of Chris's since Tech TV,
Oh yeah.
and you follow Coach Perillo and Joe Perillo.
Yep.
Cool, thank you.
Awesome. Thank you.
We're in Council Bluffs, Iowa, and we're going to get off this exit here. And this is a bridge that has some unusual artwork on it. It's really unique.
Okay, we just got off for a little short stretch of our legs, and we're going to get back on I-80, heading west. There's the Mighty Mo, saying goodbye to Iowa, and hello, Nebraska! Just going into Omaha area. I'm a little teapot, short and stout. There's my, oh, that must be my big brother over there.
Right, there is the Archway Museum, and it is a history of the Platte River. It is a very wonderful museum if you're ever in Nebraska. Welcome to Sidney, Nebraska, the home of the first Cabela's.
We're in Sidney, Nebraska, stopped at Cabela's, and there's a memorial to the founders, the writers, and the people all related to the Pony Express. So it was a long trail from California to Missouri, is my understanding. The riders usually were pretty young. A lot of famous people in the West rode the Pony Express. It's a very nice memorial. It's Interstate 80. We came into Sidney, Nebraska, and just visited Cabela's. There's another one of those famous coffee pots. And we're going to head downtown and look at some of the historic sites.
We are entering historic Sidney, Nebraska, and we're going to go see some of the downtown area. It's supposed to be a historic downtown because the buildings are adjoining buildings, and then we'll see what other history we can find. Here's one of the beautiful houses that we're finding down here. This is the north side of the downtown district. A little bit more shot of the downtown area. And again, it's historic because the buildings are adjoining. I'm going to try to get a shot of the south side of the district. We are riding along Highway 30, which is the Lincoln Highway. And the Lincoln Highway goes through Iowa. Here's another shot down the other end of the main street. And we decided Sidney, Nebraska, there wasn't a tremendous lot of sightseeing opportunities, but it really is a nice town. And it's very clean, and it's very flat. And you could retire here and ride a bike all over the place. Really cool little town.
Sidney is one of the cleanest towns we've been in a long time. We're out west in Nebraska, but you got to notice how wide these streets are. And this is just the way the folks here, when they expanded the city, they wanted the big wide streets because a lot of people parked on the streets. Now in the old part of the West, they used to make them wide so they could turn around a mule team, but I don't think that's the case here in Sidney. If you know differently, let me know.
Boy, was I wrong that there wasn't a lot of sightseeing opportunities in Sidney. There's Fort Sidney, Deadwood Trail, and it was known as the Sin City, Sinful Sidney. Of course, it was part of the settlers coming to farm when they got free land, and they had an ordinance, and they discovered oil. It is a nice town.
Hear that roar? You hear him? There she is. Sidney, Nebraska, one of the main thoroughfares for rail traffic, east-west. Runs parallel to the Lincoln Highway. Historically, trails across the country first were pioneered by the American Indians, and then as the West was settled, people would follow those same trails with their horse and wagons, and then came the train, and then came the roads. We're at the officers' quarters that dates back to Fort Sidney. One of the remaining buildings from the fort is now a museum. Don't bypass Sidney if you get here.
Just north of here is the Golden Link, which is embedded in Interstate 80, just north of here, commemorates the completion of the final portion of the Nebraska Interstate Highway 80 between the Missouri River and the Wyoming border. Kind of like the golden spike of the railroad on Promontory Point.